Hi everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Jolima, and in this video I want to talk about some of the fragrances that I've been using the longest. So what I want to say by this is basically these fragrances, I have these fragrances in my collection like since 2018, 2016. It's basically when I started to collect, and I've been wearing these fragrances since then, and I cherish these fragrances since day one. Of course, some I don't talk about as much as some others in this channel, because I mean, you are, at least for me, I'm always experiencing and trying new fragrances, some new releases, some are not, but well, new fragrances to my nose, and I go wowed by some of those fragrances. So I started to talk about the recent purchases, the recent discoveries, and I kind of forget about fragrances that I already had, and they are still amazing. And so this video, it's also to highlight some of these fragrances that I'm not talking about as much, but they are still great. Although recently I talked about quite a few fragrances that I will mention here, but some others are a bit in the shadow. But with that being said, I have here 10 fragrances, 5 niche, 5 designers, no specific order, and I will not mention like for design first, niche after. So I will just mix everything basically, because all of these are quite fantastic scents. And for example, starting with a designer, and it's from the house of Dior, and this is Dior Homme, and you can see how much I already wore this. This was actually the first fragrance that I had from this line. It's Dior Homme, the original, and this was my entry level into iris fragrances, and this was love at first sniff. I still love this one. Actually this year I didn't wear it as much as previous years, but this scent is fantastic. This is the true iris makeup-y cacao suede musky scent done so well. This is a masterpiece in my opinion. This is already a classic. This is pure sensual elegance in a bottle. I absolutely love this. I love this line. This is my favorite line. Forget about the Dior Homme 2020, of course, for me that doesn't count. But all the others are fantastic. Actually, the Dior Homme Sport, the 20, I don't know, I think they already reformulated again, and it's a shadow of its previous self. I mean, the Dior Homme Sport that I have, it's the 2012, so it still have the iris with ginger and citruses. I mean, it's so unique, it's so good, and it's a shame what they did with that fragrance. Now it's just a very simple, citrusy, fresh, musky scent. I mean, yeah, it's okay. I also have the Dior Homme cologne, which is great. It's pure lemonade, fresh lemonade. Dior Homme Eau, which is also discontinued now, which is this more fresh iris. And actually, Prada L'Homme is heavily inspired by Dior Homme Eau, in my opinion. And then of course you have the Dior Homme Intense and the Dior Homme Parfum. And this line for me, quite some years ago, was my favorite designer line, and I still consider to be the best designer line, mainstream designer line. It's so unique, and their attempt to kind of reformulate this line, I mean, it's just rubbish, really. Just keep this the way it is, because it's already perfect. Please don't touch. You know, I love this. So again, if you love iris, this is a fragrance that I highly advise you to try. Signature scent worthy, and you will be the best smelling person in the room. This is Dior Homme, and I still love this to death. Amazing scent. Next fragrance is from the house of Ramon Monegal, and actually this was my first fragrance from this brand, Ramon Monegal, and I love this. And it's actually a shame because, well, because now I'm featuring other fragrances from Ramon Monegal, other more recent releases, and recent fragrances to my nose again, but this one, I mean, it's the one that started everything, and it's the reason why I love this house. It's next to me. So underrated. I already talked about this fragrance actually, but again, some years ago. But this fragrance, it's so unique, and I love this bottle presentation again. Next to me is all about peach, coconut, creamy sandalwood, saffron, pepper, a hint, a very small hint of oud, and it's delicious. It's this fruity, creamy, sandalwoody, spicy, slightly woodsy scent. Amazing. I absolutely love this fragrance. It's so intoxicating and it's so good. I mean, so addicting and so unique. I highly advise you to check this one out. Next to me by Ramon Monegal. High quality ingredients in my opinion. And it's a scent that will make you stand out in the crowd. It's an eau de parfum concentration, but the performance is fantastic. Really great. One of the best performers on my collection, in my collection actually. So this has everything. I love this. It's Next to Me by Ramon Monegal. And again, as you can see, I already wore this quite a few times. And it's a scent that I highly advise to check out. Ramon Monegal in general, I really advise to sample this house because they have really some great hidden gems. Now the next fragrance, it's a designer from the house of Chanel, and this was one of my first Chanel fragrances. Allure Homme Edition Blanche. And what a scent this is. Still a staple for me, still a fragrance that I absolutely love. I mean, I purchased this one back in 2017 and I still have this, I still love this, and it's still a unique scent. It's not, well, it's not your blue fragrance, not at all. This is your creamy, lemony, spicy vanillic scent. Lemon meringue pie in a bottle, like a lot of people mention when describing this scent. And I really agree with that. This is a fresh gourmand fragrance. And it's very unique. For me, this is very unique, and it's again, it's signature scent worthy. Great performance on my skin. A lot of people complain about performance of this scent. For me, no complaints whatsoever. This is an eau de parfum concentration, and actually, I wear this more into the warmer weather, especially summer. This is a summer staple for me, but you can wear this, I mean, all seasons, all occasions. It's fantastic. It's Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Next fragrance is from the house of Eddie Tower, and it is L'Air de Désert Marocain. This fragrance, I mean, this is a staple. If you love ambers, this is a staple. Featured on my Part 2 Holy Grail fragrances, and for a reason. This is one of the best amber fragrances ever created. It's this spicy, dry, ambery scent that it's just to die for. This is a unique scent. You will not smell any ambers like this, and seriously, it's just a fantastic scent. This was one of my first niche fragrances, and this was my first Eddie Tower scent, and wow, still to this day, I absolutely love it. I purchased this one in 2017. Actually, I purchased this one. This was my first purchase at Embassy Niche Perfumery Store, which is a Portuguese niche perfume store here in Lisbon. It's my favorite, and back in 2017 when I discovered that, well, we had niche perfume stores in Lisbon, I went there, and as soon as I smelled this, wow, immediately grab a bottle. It's so good. It's that good. So many memories. So yeah, this is one of the OGs in my collection. It's L'Air de Désert Marocain by Eddie Tower. The next fragrance, actually, this was, if not my first, one of my first blind buys back in 2016 from the house of Thierry Mugler, now known as Mugler. And quite honestly, this brand, I feel sorry for this brand. So this is from the house from the line of A-Man, and this is Pure Havane. And you see the dent already of this bottle. This was my entry level tobacco scent, sweet tobacco scent. Wow. This was love at first sniff. I still love this. I absolutely love this line. My second favorite designer line, which is all of them are discontinued. I think the A-Man, I think the original A-Man, it's also discontinued. I know. At least I don't find it anymore in the perfume stores. So I really feel sorry for this brand because they were so unique, so special. Yeah, they were far from being this natural smelling fragrances, but they were unique and they were special. Again, they were special. They were doing something special in the designer realm that you don't see. Back then, no fragrance brand was doing what they were doing, and to this day, you don't have any designer brand that's doing what Mugler did. And it's really a shame what L'Oréal is doing. It's pretty much, I think L'Oréal just killed the brand itself, and that's really sad. It was one of the most creative brands, in my opinion. And this one is fantastic. Sweet cherry, slightly boozy tobacco with patchouli. I mean, amazing, amazing. Some people find this too sickly sweet. For me, it's great. I love it. Yeah, again, it's a bit artificial, but smells a bit artificial, but I love it still. One of the best blind buys ever. It's one of my, I think it was my first blind buy. Great times. Pure Havane by Thierry Mugler. Next fragrance here, it's from the house of Acqua di Parma. This was my first Acqua di Parma scent, actually, and this was my entry level in oud. This was my first oud fragrance, and this is the old bottle presentation of this line. Nowadays it's all black with yellow lettering. So before it was this brown coloration. I mean, I like both actually, but yeah, this is Oud by Acqua di Parma. Oh, the memories, man. Back in 2017, man. This is citruses, ouds, which, I mean, it's not the natural smelling oud, of course, with leather. This is basically take Oud Wood by Tom Ford, take leather, Acqua di Parma Colonia leather, add citruses, and you have oud. It's amazing. I absolutely love this. It has the oud in here. It's, I mean, it's not funky. It's not challenging. None of that. But it's very woodsy, dry, woodsy. I mean, it's really nice. I really like it. Very elegant, very refined scent. Love the citruses in here. Love the way that this develops. I love the leathery feel also. It's great. It's still great. And it's been a year since I wore this last time. I mean, I don't know if you can see the level of the liquid. I mean, it's pretty much here already. This is a 100 ml, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is a 100 ml. It says eau de cologne, but actually this performs really well on my skin. But again, this is very elegant, very sophisticated, masculine scent. It's done really well. If you want to dive into oud fragrances, I think this is a great beginner oud type of scent that you should try. So again, Acqua di Parma Colonia oud. Amazing scent here. Next fragrance is from House of Gucci, and it is Gucci Pour Homme 2. This was my first Gucci scent that I purchased, and this was also a blind buy, but I blind bought this after Pure Havane. And this bottle is heavy. So this is black tea, a smoked, spicy, slightly sweet black tea scent. Amazing, very unique, with a natural feel in my opinion. This is my favorite tea-based scent. Actually, this was my first tea-based scent, and it's still my favorite. I love tea fragrances. I have 5 o'clock au gingembre, Russian tea by Massimiliano, and quite a few, and I have a few others, which now I don't recall. Oolong Cha from Nishane, but this one is still my favorite. I don't know, maybe because it was my first, because I have great memories attached with this scent, but I feel that this is more complex, and I feel that this is unique, quite unique, and that's why I still prefer this one. It still is my favorite, sadly discontinued, but it's a very unique, creative scent, with violet leaves. It's warm, it has an ozonic feel, yeah, with this smoked black tea, quite spicy. It's amazing. I love the bottle presentation. I love everything about this scent, actually, and it was thanks to Manny from Cascade Scents. Been a while then when he last uploaded a video, fragrance review or fragrance list, whatever, fragrance content in general. It's been quite a while, actually. One of my favorite channels, fragrance related, and he was praising this one so much back in 2016, in 2017, that I was like, okay, I will blind buy this and then we will see. And yeah, thanks God that I did, because this is really great. Amazing scent, amazing tea fragrance. Still my favorite tea based scent, Gucci pour Homme 2. Next fragrance is from the house of Xerjoff, and this was my first Xerjoff scent from the Casamorati line, 1888. And this is still the older bottle presentation. Nowadays it's slightly different. Now you don't have this face right here. I think you just have the logo of Xerjoff, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a different, not very different, but with some details that are different. But the fragrance still smells the same. It wasn't reformulated, at least to my nose. This is one of the best fragrances from Xerjoff. One of the best gentlemanly scents out there. This is spices with coriander, carnation, heavy carnation, sandalwood, and amber. Wow, a very unique scent, very bold and intense, rich, thick. Oh, very thick fragrance. Yeah, I mean, immediately spices, carnation, amber, right away. Ooh, wow, intoxicating, but it's amazing. It's very lovely, lovely fragrance. I mean, if you love Egoist, I think you will love this one. I mean, different from Egoist. It shares some notes. I mean, the carnation, the sandalwood that Egoist also has, but then this has a very heavy, thick amber, which is not that sweet. Some people say that this smells like beetroot. I mean, okay. I don't get that. For me, it's carnation and amber with some spices and sandalwood. Wow, it's amazing. It's still one of my favorite Xerjoff. Top 3, easily top 3 from Xerjoff. It's amazing. I love this. Great performance, and again, very gentlemanly. Love it. Absolutely love this one. It's again Xerjoff from the Casamorati line, 1888. I have this at least since 2018 and still love it. Still love this scent. Now the second to last, it's from the house of Tom Ford, and this was my first Tom Ford fragrance. I still love this one, but and I'm finishing this bottle actually. It is Grey Vetiver, and this is a 50 ml Eau de Parfum, and you see, I mean, it's pretty much in the end. Just a couple of wears more and it's gone. I love this. Actually, I didn't wear this one this year because I have that fear to, oh my god, finish this bottle and then purchase a new one. I mean, but it's great. It's a fantastic vetiver scent. I mean, this was my entry level vetiver scent. You know, this was my first vetiver fragrance, and it's a reason why I love vetivers. This is very, again, elegant, sophisticated. This was my signature scent back in 2017, 2018, and yeah, that's how we got it like this. That's why I'm almost finishing the bottle, but it's that good still. Love it. Nowadays, it's not my favorite vetiver. I mean, Sycamore, Vetiver Extraordinaire, yeah, they took that spot, especially Sycamore. But I still love this. It's very rooty vetiver, grassy vetiver with some citruses on top. It's fantastic. It's really great. And again, memories coming. Wow. Good old days. Gray vetiver from Tom Ford. I mean, yeah, this is a type of scent that I will always have, even when I will finish this bottle someday. I will grab a new one. Maybe I need to buy a new bottle and then I will finish this one, because I mean, I don't know, it's weird. I can't really explain why. I have this kind of fear, or I don't want to, you know, I don't want to go through an entire bar and then go to buy a new one. Maybe it's better just to buy a new one and then just finish this one. Weird. Yeah, first world problems, definitely. But Tom Ford Grey Vetiver Eau de Parfum, it's still to this day an amazing scent, signature scent worthy. And I highly advise you to check this one out if you have yet to, especially if you love vetivers. If you don't like, or if you have yet to try vetiver fragrances, try this one. I think it's a nice entry-level vetiver scent. It's amazing. Again, it's Grey Vetiver from Tom Ford, the Eau de Parfum concentration. And last but definitely not least, from the house of Carner Barcelona, and this was actually alongside Costarella, also from the same brand. This was my very first niche fragrance. Palo Santo. Palo Santo, so underrated. And why this was my first niche? Because, well, this was a blind buy, and back then at Notino, this was incredibly cheap. But when I say incredibly, I mean it was very cheap. I got a promotion, and wow, I immediately grabbed it because I love the pyramid, the note pyramid. Costarella also seemed really nice, and well, I still have these, and I still love Palo Santo and Costarella, but I prefer a bit more Palo Santo because it's gourmand. It's basically, this literally smells like warm milk with cedarwood and sandalwood. It's so good. But really, you have this warm milk accord that it's so realistic. It's a bit honeyed. It's mouth-watering, really. I love this. Perfect for fall. Perfect. This is actually great for summer nights, but this is also fantastic during fall and winter because it's very cozy and warming and very edible. I absolutely love this. Palo Santo by Carner Barcelona. It's very underrated in my opinion. This brand overall is quite underrated. And especially if you like gourmand fragrances like I do, this is a must-have in my opinion. And Carner Barcelona, they are not very expensive. I mean, it's in the 150 euros for 100 ml. I mean, it's decently priced. So, and for the creativity, for the blend, I mean, this doesn't smell cheap. It's actually very smooth, and it has a natural feeling to it, a very realistic warm milk accord that it's very unique. I really like this, and so happy to have this in my collection. It's Palo Santo by Carner Barcelona. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below what fragrances you've been wearing the longest. What are some of your OG fragrances in your collection? I would love to hear that, and see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Ciao.